There are three ways to find a new group in New York City. If you did not have the pleasure of going to school in New York and building up your friend network there, or if your friend network there changed, if you eliminated some toxic friendship or you simply grew apart or whatever it is, if you don't have that social system anymore, there are three ways that I would say are foolproof ways to find a new group in New York City. It's the three C's: clubs, classes, and church. Let's start from the end. Church. Church is one of the best places that you can find a social life. It is, well, let me rephrase that. It's one of the most difficult places and yet one of the best places. If you find a church where there are young people, it's a good launching pad because those young people know other young people who may not be in the church. And so your social system can start to grow that way. The downside I find with going to church, or people say church people, that kind of thing, especially if you're not part of the religion. The downside is, from my experience, it becomes, in the wrong way, Jesus culture. And what I mean by that is Jesus seems to exist in every single sentence that is spoken in day-to-day normal activities. It's insane. It's like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, well, I went to the grocery store. Thank the Lord that I was able to do that. I mean, okay, great. Oh, what did you get? Well, Jesus brought me to the eggs, and so I purchased some of that, and thank God he just knew that I needed those eggs to be up. I mean, every single sentence has Jesus in that sentence. I honestly don't know why. I have my suspicions, which is a completely different video for another time, but that is something to be aware of, which is why I say use it as a launching pad to meet more people. It may or may not work. Number two would be clubs, like club activities, different clubbing activities, not going out to dance hall or whatever. Do different clubs. I had a friend who signed up for a football club or soccer club, and he would go to this club, I think once every 2 weeks, and he was like making a social circle there. This was years ago. This was like over 10 years ago. And I remember I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. So I started to look online. This was back before meetup.com charged you. So I would go to things like meetup.com and look up different clubs around New York that were free. And that was pretty effective. Anything that had like physical activity, rock climbing clubs. There was another kind of club where you get into a ball and you bounce around other people. It was very odd. Those can be effective. The difficult thing that I had found with those clubs is that people they come with a partner, either their romantic partner or a friend, and then they stay with their partner. There's like no way to break out. So I've seen. So I would challenge myself by just going by myself. I remember I really wanted to learn how to spend time alone, spend time with myself and be comfortable, breaking that kind of insecurity. And that was the one thing I was seeing. I would like try to force myself into these conversations where it's just couple. And it always felt awkward and weird. And then I realized, okay, we had to try something else, try another kind of club activity like football, because then you can everybody is playing around and there is no coupling in that kind of way. So it was much easier to do something like that. So it's going to challenge you, break you out of your social fears. But it is helpful to get to like meet more people, especially if you didn't have the university route. And then the third one, which I think is actually the best, if you don't go the church route, is classes. If you can afford it. Paid classes seem to be much better than the free classes in terms of socializing. What do I mean by that? New York City offers a wealth of free classes. Free classes usually come from places like the New York Public Library system. Um, I don't know about meetup.com anymore because I know that thing is not free. And then just looking around in word of mouth for free classes. Figure out whatever topic you are interested in, whatever kind of activities you like, and then do a Google search for it. When you find paid classes, however, the people who are going to those classes, they really want to be there. They are making an effort to be there because their money is there. And therefore, I find that the consistency of saying the same person over and over again is higher. And the type of activities that these teachers usually do, if they're effective, is a lot of group activities, or they try to get the students to speak to each other or engage with each other or interact with each other in some way, shape, or form. And that helps to create stronger bonds. So I found, because of language classes, because I like languages, so I found doing language classes was a way to open up the social circle. I didn't make any strong connections there though, because my language courses were at the UN. But in other countries, very much so. France, 100%. Russia, 100%. I'm trying to think of other places, but those were the top two that were effective. So yeah, classes. Classes are a very good way to meet people and to start broadening your social circle. I would say honorable mentions would, of course, be things like house parties or apartment parties or things like that, word of mouth systems. But of course, that would suggest that you have connections already, and then therefore they would invite you to such places. So just something to be aware of. So don't lose heart. There are ways to engage in New York City. It just takes a lot of stamina. It takes a bit of self-esteem as well. And it takes time, like anything else. Be wise in the decisions that you make when it comes to this word called friend, because everybody is not a friend, especially when you are in New York. It is burn culture. And I guarantee you, if you close your eyes, if you sleep around it, if you just ignore it, you will be burned and you will remember it for the rest of your life. Guarantee that. So what do you think? Do you have similar experiences in New York City? Were you able to matriculate into that city quite well, or did it feel like it was ripping you apart? Did you first hate it and then now you love it? Or were you like me, where you absolutely loved it and then left feeling a bit disappointed? I'm not sure. New York really is a special place. Shove your thoughts right down in the comment section and let's see. Till then, peace out.